Okay. Hey everybody, um, Mike and Wendy on the last day of the Better Together 2018 Married Couples Mini Conference at Okie Grove Baptist Church. We closed it out today with a service, our 10:15 worship service, and that wrapped up 3 days of just an amazing event. Um, it was phenomenal.
God selected some dynamic speakers. We have four couples that shared in a candid and conversational way. Would you say?
In a transparent way.
In a
Really.
transparent way.
In a genuine way. I mean, these people came and they were fearless, and they gave us, I think, what people are looking for. People are looking for folks who are real, not just folks who are going to throw scripture at you, but people who can take that scripture and take life and help us to make some sense out of it. Help us to understand that we're not alone, no matter what you're going through. We're not alone, and we're just a lot more alike, that is, couples out there, than we are different. I think they really highlighted that.
They did, and some of the topics that we talked about this year included marriage in the 21st century, or marriage 2018, which really looked at the differences between the traditional norms and traditional roles within a marriage, gender roles essentially, and how that has changed over time. And the impact of that on marriage. And I think our pastor did a good job summing that up today, where he said if both of you are working outside of the home, then both of you need to be working inside the home. And that was related to something that Pastor Larry Glover and Sean Glover from Lighthouse mentioned during their session.
Yeah, and then after them it was Pastor Steve Thompson,
Yes.
and his wife Pastor Janelle Thompson, who came all the way down from Philly to support us.
Yes.
And they talked about um, social media, how you live your life out, and what your social media activities and footprint says about your relationship, and what it needs to say.
Right, and I think we can credit them with this video.
But yeah, that was amazing. They actually flew out early this morning, and Janelle was preaching before noon. She was preaching after flying out of Georgia this morning. So we really appreciated them coming down. It was amazing. And Steve also helped us on Friday night with our men's breakout session.
Oh, yeah.
He partnered up with Minister Prentice Gilbert, and that was just an amazing, powerful session. I think. I mean, it was in terms of the Friday night stuff, it may have been the highlight.
Yeah, I think those speakers during the breakout sessions were just, I mean, they were amazing.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just thankful that as they dropped into our spirit on who to select and who to ask, we're just so grateful that the people that we asked agreed. And so for the women's session, Reverend Latasha Ramsey, she is fire. I mean, she brings a very structured, a very information packed, relevant, easy to apply package that I think resonates with all women, all of every background, every relationship status, just women in general. It was very empowering. And she was complimented by Samantha Ponsier Daniels. And that was just absolutely the right combination. And then the women that were there were involved, engaged, and gave some great feedback. And all around, that in and of itself was transformation.
Yeah, I think one of the things that was really kind of a hallmark of this entire event was the level of engagement. People really wanted to talk and ask questions and connect with not only our presenters but with each other, and that's really kind of the whole essence of the event. It's better together. It's how husband and wife are better together, but how we, as a community, I guess, are better together when we're connected and transparent. So we also had Neil and Melissa Gordon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and they were talking about triumph after tragedy.
Really seeking God's will and God's plan, and recognizing the purpose that is sometimes the result of the trials that we go through. And just to hear their awesome testimony about their journey, and as they continue on that journey, it was just powerful. It was very, very impactful.
Yeah, and the thing that struck me most about their story, and even that video they showed us, and Melissa has said, even knowing what she knows now, she would endure, probably what is their worst tragedy all over again, understanding what it meant in the kingdom. She'd do it again. And I thought that's amazing and really deep and powerful.
It really is. I look forward to seeing them share more and do different things around the CSRA, and I know they will, so we'll be looking out for that. And then the last couple to present, I think the best way to sum that up was a post that I saw on Facebook that said, if Sharmika Love showed up, you know it's going down. We were excited to meet the Robinsons, and they showed up and showed out. It was the perfect end to our workshops, discussion sessions, and they really brought it. They had everything from almost like a minute to win it competition, to some just, not hardcore, but just realistic, a realistic view inside modern day marriages.
Straight no chaser. It was just
straight no chaser. That's probably the best way to say it.
That's what it was,
Yeah.
Just
real.
Just real. Just telling it like it really is. And I mean, how often do you see that?
Not often enough.
Yeah.
Not often enough. And it was good. And so while our sessions were informational and transformational, they were entertaining and relevant. And I think, at least what we heard from everyone in attendance, it just really resonated with everybody that was there. And we had people who had been married less than 5 years to one couple married 61 years. And I would dare say that the couple married 61 years made the difference.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, it's so important to have that full range represented, because there's something, we often think of, folks who've been married, for a long time, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. There's so much wisdom to gather from them, and that is true. Mm-hmm. And there's also wisdom that younger couples can pass on to older couples too. And so we just think that it was a perfect mix of individuals who, God, the folks that God wanted to come, showed up.
They did.
Yeah.
It's hard for us because we have a heart for couples and families, and when we know that what God puts together is going to have a definite impact in a very meaningful way, that we can't share that with more people, that we can't get everybody to come. And it's always a challenge because I always hear from wives that they want to come and they're trying to convince their husbands to come, but their husbands don't want to be put on the spot. They don't want to be beat up. They don't want to lecture. And they're just not interested in what has been traditionally the format of events like this.
Yeah, and I would say this was anything but traditional.
Yeah.
But I think another thing that we hear or that we see is there are couples who are giving up, and they're tired of trying. They've read enough books, had enough counseling, been to enough seminars, and they feel like they're done.
Yeah.
And so we want to encourage those people that you don't have to be done. It doesn't have to be over. And I think that there were some people who showed up this weekend who had kind of a transformational type experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so really for us, it's all about creating a space where people can kind of open up and where they can experience things, say things, feel things, and understand things that they perhaps have not in the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what we've recognized in our short years in leading marriage ministry is that we know we're not the perfect couple, and we know that it really is not our example that we're trying to really share or market or put out there as what your marriage should be. Our goal and focus is to really explore and learn and share what God's plan is for marriage, based on our understanding, but not just ours, based on godly wisdom, based on everyone who participates or attends, sharing their own experiences. That's what makes events like this that we've held, that's what makes them as meaningful as they are.
Yeah. And I think we'd be remiss
Mm-hmm.
if we didn't mention our dance instructors.
I think by far, our dance instructors probably at least appeared to have as much fun and enjoyment at this conference as everyone else in attendance. And so we really appreciate Carlos Ortiz, who's right here in the CSRA. He is an ambassador for USA Dance. And he has a heart of gold.
Yes.
And he came in, he and his dance partner, Marisa Williams, they just came in and they wanted to, you would have thought it was an episode of So You Think You Can Dance. Like, we were all in the academy. They wanted to get us from novice to expert in 30 minutes. And it was amazing. They were so committed to that. And we were just thankful that they were able to join us later in the evening for dinner. And we really had fun with that. And they were careful, attentive, but they were engaging, and it was fun. And I thank God for Judy Carney, who recommended them. So thanks, Judy. We really enjoyed Carlos, and we'll definitely pray that he'll be available to help us again very soon.
Yeah. And then there was a stretching. It was low impact, which was good.
Yes.
But couples stretch, right? Really. Having the opportunity to connect, right, and to touch. It's amazing how many people just kind of go through life as if they're living with a stranger and it's don't touch.
Right.
So that was a good opportunity for couples to really just kind of do something that connected them, but to also do something that can be helpful for their health over the long term.
Yes, and as we age, at least for Mike and I, sometimes you have to stretch even for low impact activity. So we're thankful to Gloria Hamilton from Divine Fitness for Life and her dedication to health and wellness. She really, they call her the hammer for a reason, and she really brought it in and kind of took us through the paces for that exercise. She and her husband, who assisted her in a way that, I mean, he was on it.
Yeah, he
was
was.
handing things out, getting people lined up, and then even jumped in to help her demonstrate. So Gloria and John Hamilton, thank you so much.
Yeah.
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 But I think of everyone, we really have to thank one person.
Carla Vidal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Carla, from the beginning of our of us getting permission from our pastor to start the marriage ministry, the success of that ministry has been that we've been able to provide child care, on-site child care for almost every event. And Carla Vidal is she's our nursery specialist, and basically she's just a mom to every child. If you're under the age of 18, and then some of them that are 18 and a half years old, she has a heart for children, and so she has never said no. She steps in and she does whatever it takes to support what we're trying to do, support families and support marriages. And we absolutely could not do and would not be able to have the success we've had at our events without Carla. Carla, we love you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for remembering that. It was just, it's pretty much indescribable. I mean, you kind of had to be there. So if you were there, you understand. And if you weren't there, we're sorry you missed it. But God showed up in just a tremendous way. The support that we've had, the level of expertise and gifting that's been demonstrated, we cannot overstate that. So we just thank, again, everyone who helped us to put this together, everybody at Okie Grove Baptist Church who helped, in terms of setting up, tearing down, making sure things just went smoothly, and doing the things that maybe we didn't even think about, and the things that we just could not do by ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
And we absolutely have to recognize our pastor and first lady, our senior pastor Rex E. Wright, as Mike said, of Okie Grove Baptist Church, and his beautiful wife Yolanda. They have also stood by us, supported us, and covered us in prayer over the last several years, and they also have showed up to support us and really just jump in any way we've needed them to. But we recognize and understand that even having a place to hold an event is not a guarantee, and they have they've not said no, at all.
No, at all. Even when, and everybody's just stepping up, even when we don't submit our paperwork on time all the time.
Oh yeah.
And even when there's that one thing that we forgot, somebody's just always there to really help to kind of lift us up and to help us keep going, and to help us to accomplish what God has put before us, and to not try to stop that or get in the way of that. So we're just really appreciative of that.
Yes, and then the people behind the scenes that really, even if they're not present at the events, the ones that help everything go smoothly. So our worship and arts, our minister over worship and arts ministry, Reverend Cassetta Hurd, really, also did not say no, checked in with us and positioned herself to provide everything that we needed to, again, have a successful event. So she rallied the troops. We had excellent audio-visual support and sound. And then Alex and Janae.
Yeah, Alex and Janae. What can we say about them? Just an amazing couple. Just full of love and totally dedicated. I mean, really sold out about the Lord. Mm-hmm. And they love each other. It's great to watch them just interact and to love each other and to support each other. Mm-hmm. I think that's like my favorite thing about them. Yeah. And despite that's saying a lot, because their musical talent is second to none.
Oh my goodness.
These people are really amazing.
Yes, so. We are so blessed to have them. I mean, they are outright recording artists.
Oh yeah.
Who could be platinum today. and yet they use their talents and their gifts just to bless us locally. And we're just thankful for why we have them, because I know that God has some big things planned for that couple.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yes.
So, okay. So I think that's enough for now. Just if there's anything that I would say to anybody, it is that I think what we learned, what we reinforced this weekend is that things can look really good right now when you look at other people and you look at other couples and you think, wow, what they have looks really amazing, and and it actually might be. Generally, there is something along the way. There's something in their journey that doesn't look as amazing as today looks. So very often we don't look like what we've been through. So thank God, right? And so, but it's important to focus on each other, to focus on loving each other, forgiving each other, accepting each other every single day that you wake up.
Right. We look at what the word says in Ephesians 5 and really explore what God has commanded us to do. It's interesting because while we talk about our covenant marriage and God's role in marriages, everybody has their understanding and their mindset and expectations of what marriage should be. And it really requires continually changing, growing, and learning, not just what it should be and what God says it should be, but learning from each other what mutually created reality is. Because we sometimes hold people to a very, very high standard, a very high level of expectation, like very high. Okay, so and if they don't meet it, then we tend to just kind of pick it apart. We hold them very high, a high standard, but we keep ourselves here. And so that can create tension.
Okay.
Yes, because no man or woman is perfect.
If I can say something, actually, this is for the brothers, right? This is for all you men out there, husbands, and it's really about I often say, I think I said over the weekend that if you've ever hurt anyone, certainly if you've hurt your wife, it's important, right? Grace is important and forgiveness is important. And we often, as men, we want our wives to, hey, you know what? Let it go, right? It's over. It's done. We're moving forward. Let it go. That's cool, and I think that's sound, right? However, I think sometimes we, as the one who have offended, may let go a little too fast, right? And so, and what I mean is that we don't hold on, we don't walk around in guilt and shame, but we do walk around with the understanding that the road back is a bit of a journey, and our job is to encourage that journey and to make that journey easy to walk. So she trusts us, she loves us, she sees us as the men and the kings that we actually are.
And it is our sincere hope and desire that it's not a one and done. We have an event, everybody gets kind of fed in the moment. And then within a week or so, we forget what we've learned. We forget what we've experienced. It is about how to sustain that over time. And one of our desires, aside from impacting marriage and family, is to assist other couples who have a desire to start a marriage ministry or to be in marriage ministry at their own churches, to share our resources, anything that we have that can help support you. Now, we may have some future workshops or events that will be close to free, but we are definitely willing to share any insights that we have and encourage you to contact us at Oscar Golf Bravo Charlie OGBC
so
married couples at gmail.com.
OGBC marriedcouples@gmail.com.
Yes,
Got it.
just email us. We love to connect with you, love to share whatever we have, and would love to just partner with other area churches and help you build the ministries that God has planted in you. And so we look forward to doing that. So just a real quick rundown, the people that supported us. Fielding Catering came in at the 11th hour and saved us, and the food was absolutely delicious. And they even threw in desserts for us, and that lemonade, I don't know what was in it, but it was delicious.
Good lemonade.
And so they not only fed us, but they fed the babies, and it was like family. So Fielding Catering, absolutely highly recommend them. Professional staff, great team, and they were awesome. Lavish Events is Tanya Williams, and she's on Facebook at Lavish Events by Tanya. Please check her out. She did a great job of decorating and creating a great atmosphere for us to host our event and hold our event, and she did it. It was like magic. We came back, and it was like somebody's fairy godmother had been in there and just waved a wand. And then Gloria Hamilton at divinefitnessforlife.com. And oh yes, Veronica Gilbert did an awesome job. And so right now I understand that she's on sabbatical. So she blessed us, but she is not taking orders right now.
Come on back, Veronica.
Yeah, we need you because
oh my goodness, yeah.
Wow.
Seriously, come on back.
Yes, you have a gift, and so and we enjoyed it immensely. And she came through with a birthday cake that was. Wow, it was everything. And so we appreciate that. And then lastly, Jasmine Wiley, Jasmine Photo Booths Wiley, also on Facebook. She and her staff came in and gave us just a phenomenal photo booth. Event support. They had all kinds of props. I mean, we had on crowns, we had Mr. and Mrs. signs. Essentially, it all came together, and more than all of the stuff, all of the events, all of the little elements, the food, the fun, the fellowship, I think it was apparent to everyone in attendance that God was there.
Yeah. God showed up in a very powerful way, and our hope at the beginning was that lives would change, right? I mean, fundamentally change. And I think that happened for a number of people. God knows, but we had a good time. And so now we're gonna rest.
Yes, yeah. I think I'm gonna sleep at least until
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Mm-hmm. And then back to work.
And then back to work. So until we talk again, be blessed. Know that we are here for you, and that we just hope for the best for you and yours, and just are always happy to connect in a meaningful way. So I'm Wendy.
I'm Mike.
And we are better together.
Bye.